Have you ever felt the subtle weight of a look designed to unsettle you? The quiet whisper in a crowded room, delivered not to inform, but to pierce, to test, to disturb? It's never the volume that wounds you. It is always the intention behind it. Humans sense presence long before they hear words. They feel confidence before they see proof. And when they cannot match it, they poke at it. They press on the edges of your calm, hoping for a reaction, waiting for the slightest tremor, craving the evidence that they matter. But here's the first truth. True power does not respond to every knock. It does not tremble at every shadow. It sees the storm and chooses its battles. You can observe everything, hear every word, and yet decide that not all is worthy of your energy. That choice, quiet, deliberate, unyielding, unsettles far more than anger ever could. So the question arises, when the world tests your patience, when people prod at your composure, can you remain untouchable? Can you stand in the storm and not let it inside you? Stay with me, because what we are about to explore may change the way you move through life forever. Picture your calm as a fortress. Every insult, every provocation, every attempt to shake you is like a stone hurled against its walls. Some stones break with a clatter, others with silence. But the walls that endure are those built by discipline, not impulse. You already know this in your bones. Every reaction is a loss. Every time you hand over your emotions to someone unworthy, you give them a crown they never earned. Now imagine walking through fire, flames licking your skin, smoke blinding your eyes. Yet your step does not falter. That is real strength. Not loud, not dramatic, not desperate for witnesses. Just steady, just unbroken. Seneca once wrote, "Fire tests gold. Adversity tests brave men." The question is not whether the flames will rise. The question is, will you pass through them without bowing your head? Think of betrayal. Most beg for apologies that never come. Most seek validation that never exists. But you stand still. You refuse to lower yourself. Your silence cuts deeper than any outburst ever could. The world cannot read your face, cannot gauge your reaction, and in that not knowing, their own weakness is revealed. Nothing intimidates like someone who cannot be shaken. Let others talk. Let them doubt. Let them scream their loudest. Words are cheap currency. Their noise is all they possess. You, however, hold treasure, discipline, clarity, control. The currency that does not rust, does not fade, does not demand applause. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Imagine walking through a crowded marketplace teeming with distractions. Mosquitoes swarm, biting, buzzing, demanding attention. You could flail at every one, waste energy, bleed focus. Or you could keep moving, eyes fixed on the horizon, step steady, and ignore the swarm. Who wins in the end? Not the one who flails, but the one who walks. I recall a colleague, cornered by rumors that could have crushed him. Everyone expected a fiery rebuttal, but he smiled, kept building, and said nothing. Weeks later, the rumors died. His silence became the proof of his strength. Presence, undisturbed, grows heavier than anger. Silence speaks louder than outrage. Emotional detachment is not numbness. It is power. The power to stand guard over your mind, to decide what enters and what remains outside. Most people are leaves in the storm, tossed about by their moods. But mastery of detachment transforms you into the tree, rooted, steady, untouchable. From today forward, act as if nothing can disturb you, because most of it doesn't deserve to. You have battles worth your energy, growth, mission, destiny. Those trying to shake you, they are already behind. Emotional control is not suppression, it is sovereignty. When you rule yourself, no one else holds the reins. That is the beginning of strength. Picture a man chained, not by iron, but by moods. One moment he laughs at praise. The next, he collapses under neglect. His joy and despair are strings pulled by others. He thinks he's free, but he is a puppet. Epictetus warned, he who is controlled by anger or joy is still a slave. Now, Picture standing in a street where insults fly like arrows. Instead of flinching, you remain calm. The arrows fall short. Your armor is choice. You decide what deserves your energy. I watched a colleague ridiculed in a meeting. Everyone waited for him to explode. Instead, he leaned back and said, "Noted." That one word ended the attack. Silence was not weakness. It was dominance. Emotional detachment is deliberate. You acknowledge anger, but do not swing your fist. You feel sadness, but do not collapse. Disappointment brushes past, yet you rise. Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Your choice, to remain a child swayed by moods, or an adult commanding focus. Imagine your day as a river. Every insult, rumor, careless word is debris. You could grab each branch and be dragged under, or let them drift and continue toward the sea. Most do not deserve your grip. This is mental dominance, refusing to be swayed by trifles. You stop being a reed, you become the stone. Stillness, unshakable. Others measure themselves against it, and they fall short. Now imagine entering a room, eyes observing, energy unspoken but heavy. People notice your calm before you speak. Your composure bends the room toward you. Presence becomes authority. Authority grows from restraint. The young athlete mocked before a match did not respond. He laced his shoes, met eyes calmly, and stepped forward. Minutes later, his performance silenced the crowd. Stoicism in motion. Acting with clarity while others drown in chaos. Clarity is your weapon. Anger blinds. Fear freezes. Sadness drains. But detached, you see through the fog. You act with precision. While others scatter, you move with purpose. Nothing external can shake you. Your emotions transform from chains into tools. Anger sharpens focus. Sadness deepens empathy. Fear hones caution. They no longer command you, you command them. Unpredictability comes from control, not tricks. When unreadable, you are unplayable. When steady, unshakable. Silence unsettles more than outburst. Leadership emerges not through force, but through mastery of the self. Now envision a crowd addicted to attention. Voices shouting, hearts tied to validation. They crumble under failure, addicted to approval. Epictetus. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. The Stoic tethers himself to what endures: vision, discipline, evolution. In chaos, he remains mountain still. The less you require validation, the more undeniable you become. Detachment is not coldness, it is control. You do not collapse under gossip. You walk, eyes forward, pace unbroken. Admiration was never the point. Mastery of self was. Marcus Aurelius. Be content with what you are and wish not for the reputation of another. Picture energy as air around you, invisible yet felt. Guard it. Do not waste it in petty disputes. Do not scatter it on applause that fades. Protect it. It becomes gravity. Others instinctively respond. Presence sets the tone long before words. Walk calm through chaos, and the world bends around you. Confidence is forged before recognition. Walk as if the path already belongs to you. Actiun provas valias. Epictetus. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Doubt may knock, but your fortress of discipline holds. Step after step, brick by brick, certainty builds. Treat your attention as gold. Each glance, reaction, distraction is a coin. Spend carelessly, and you remain poor. Spend deliberately, and you build wealth, emotional wealth. Choose your investments wisely. Focus on what multiplies. Ignore what diminishes. Your life will bend toward what you protect and cultivate. Finally, consider presence as influence before words. A figure enters silently. The room shifts. Energy is a declaration. Walk with shoulders straight, gaze steady, movements calm. You command without demanding. Others measure their steps, words, glances against your stillness. Presence creates authority. Restraint builds influence. Silence becomes power. The world expects noise. Give stillness. The room waits for a reaction. You offer none. Mystery unsettles more than outrage. Real control is discipline, not impulsive honesty. Strong men absorb the strike, breathe, choose. Weak men explode. Choose restraint. It is the first mark of freedom. Every insult, rumor, and provocation is a test. Do you hand over your energy or walk on unbothered? Choose wisely. Choose calm. Choose mastery. Marcus Aurelius. If you're distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Your mind is sovereign. The storm outside cannot breach it. Walk steady. Walk certain. Your presence will speak louder than words. Your silence will unsettle those who seek to rattle you. The world may try to push, provoke, and distract, but your calm, your discipline, your unshakable self-command will bend reality toward you. You are not a leaf in the storm. You are the stone, unmoving, unyielding, untouchable, and that is true power.